welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer races. Now for this one, we are using A-Class cars. However, we've got a different rule today, and I'm very curious actually to see how this one is going to work out. The rules were you could pick whatever sort of car you wanted. It had to be two-wheel drive, and you weren't allowed to upgrade the tyre width. Now, this makes your actual car choice itself very, very important indeed. You could go for something more modern, likely to have much bigger tyres. You could go for something like, well, that 205 was, where small and light traditionally would be a very quick car, but you're stuck on tiny, skinny tyres. I've kind of tried to bridge the gap, but I don't know whether it's going to work, in that I've gone for a Corvette, and the reason for it is it has 275 tyres on the front and 315 tyres on the back. They are some big tyres on the car that should be good, because not only are we driving on tarmac circuits, we've got off-road as well. So I'm hoping 315 is going to give me some really, really good traction. I'm not the only one that's gone this route. There's another C4, there's a C8 in here that could actually be quite strong because it's mid-engined. Yeah, I think most of us have gone the route of try and find a vehicle with big tyres that might work. A few have gone other weird routes. The 205, I mean, it's going to be the lightest thing here by a mile. There's a lot of big, heavy cars, actually, in all of this one. And, yeah, then the little 205, it really is out of its comfort zone. Things like the Supervan will be very grippy, but it's going to get absolutely demolished down a straight. I know 600 horsepower in this Corvette, supercharged V8 in this. It is quick, actually. In terms of a straight line speed. Not normally how I would build an A-Class car necessarily, but knowing that we were going off-road, knowing that we were rear-wheel drive, this was the I've gone for off-road race tyres on this, as opposed to the rallies that I traditionally run in A-Class these days. We have got Nissan versus Porsche up at the front that we are about to go and join in the battle with. The 911 a little bit sideways through all of this. Porsche is all out of shape. Who has more straight line speed of this group? The answer is looking like the Corvette. Oh, we're very sideways through there. Can't really use the straight line speed if you're going sideways into the back of the Porsche. All is fine. Actually, now we got going, the Nissan has it. The Porsche is maybe a little better on the brakes. I tried to duck underneath both of them, can't do it. Too many cars in front of us. Not sure what the car is behind. I think it's a Corvette, actually. I think it's the C8. Is lining up, not quite there at the moment as we climb the hill. Now, if I want to go chasing after that Nissan, I need to get past the GT3. As we run down the hill, it's not going to be an easy pass on this, because that car is lighter than I am. And, yeah, this is not really an overtaking zone through this chicane. The exit is where, if we can be strong, we can fire the car to the inside for the final couple of corners. I'm not completely trusting the Corvette's brakes at the moment. We are alongside that Porsche, but it's not an easy overtake, and the 911 is grippy through that section. We got spat out a little bit wide, and time lost through all of that. The C8 still not closing. We've got a monstrous run this time around. Is the 911 doesn't cover in time? We are to the inside. We're going to fire it, send it the long way round. It cannot stop for that corner. Yeah, they tried to outbrake us. I mean, it is slightly better braking than we are, but not enough to quite make that line. They were essentially waiting for me to brake and then braking later. A solid tactic. However, they asked a lot of that car, and it was just not quite able to live with the Corvette. And now we haven't got very long to chase down that Nissan. Can we do it? Maybe. I think we might actually have the slightly faster car of the two, but I think we lost a lot of time racing that Porsche. I mean, it's a fun battle, do not get me wrong, against the GT3. I think we're a little bit more composed than the Nissan. Even though it's got slight better straight line speed, don't think it's running Forza Aero. Might explain some of that straight line speed. Probably got a lot of power. Will have smaller tyres than we do. I mean, we've closed this lap around. We use our power much better. Much, much better down the start-finish straight. Top end, the Nissan starts pulling away again, but we can actually get to our throttle much sooner here. Now, we are composed through the first section, although little bit out wide. Nissan gets on the power better up this hill. Cars are moving around. I suspect everyone's are a little bit Normally when I drive A-Class, we have cars with huge tyres. I mean, some of the A-Class cars I run will have smaller tyres than this, that is true. But you normally have grippier tyres and all that. This is definitely moving around a lot compared to some. Nissan's had a hell of a lap, actually. We were a little bit out of place, and the Nissan's hooked it up and has absolutely flown away from us this time around, which is not what we need. But better in this section, I think, than that 370, although no, it has actually hooked up really well on this lap. We reeled it in, and it has just got away from us through this. We're hoping for a little mistake from the Nissan. Maybe it was a scruffy lap from me. I wasn't really checking lap times particularly, but it might have just been a very quick lap from the Nissan and a slightly scruffy lap from me, although the Nissan celebrated by making a little mistake into turn 1 by the looks of it. We are on the power. We're almost sliding on the run up the hill. We've had a better run through all of that section this time out. I mean, we're well clear of the rest of the pack here. It really is between us two. Porsche's dropped back in third. Now, we know we're quick this into the chicane. If anything, this is probably where we have been gaining a little bit of time on the Nissan. They played it safe. I mean, they've got a big enough gap they can get away with playing it just a smidge safer than us. I've thrown absolutely everything at the 370 through here, unless they have a big mistake through this final corner, which they do not. It'll just be the run to the line. I jumped on the power maybe a little bit too soon and just lit up the rear wheels. It's not going to be enough. It's a good final lap for us. It's not good enough. I say it's not good enough. Fantastic race. Fantastic battle with the Porsche. Once we got clear, we tried and tried to chase down that 370, but could not quite match the pace of that one. But there we go. Yeah, it was very close. I think the 370 got lapped together. It was a bit quicker. I think we were more consistent with the Corvette. It was easier to set lap times at that pace. But there we go. Yeah, I'm happy with my car. It's a good start. It is a good start. I will take that second place. And, yeah, we will see how it goes heading forward. Ah, the Nissan's on rally tyres. It's not an off-road race. I mean, that's good news. We should be better than that Nissan when it comes to the off-road stuff. We head to the River Scramble for our next race. So, we're off-road. I mean, the truck was a wacky choice. Durango might not be too bad out here. Of course, rear-wheel drive swapped. But it might not be too bad. Got a bit more ground clearance, can get through the water. Well, it's only one section of water, though, for the vehicles to deal with. The 370 that we saw was very quick in the first race. That could be fast in the tarmac parts, but it's not on off-road race tyres, so it will struggle elsewhere. Not the worst track for that. It's quite... There's not so many low-speed corners. The 205 is on slicks or semi-slicks. It's not going to work here. Unfortunately, that is definitely not going to be able to use its power around here. I'm hoping the Corvette is good. The idea with this Corvette is that it would be good everywhere, and that would include out here in the dirt, in theory. Now, how that theory is going to work in practice, the Porsche has the advantage of being rear-engined. That will give it good traction. The C8 has the advantage of being mid-engined for that little bit better traction, and it is the C8 that all got is to the front. I do not quite get the power down. Now, Gliska has, I believe, is 1,700 horsepower in that Polaris. It is, again, a rear-wheel drive converted truck, so that thing will be an absolute monster down the straight, and so much power if can actually get it under control. It'll not be an easy thing to control, battling three wide with a Corvette and a Porsche, and about to be another Corvette coming to join this little party. My car is not great out here. My car is a little bit sketchy through all of this. I mean, we're okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever driven, but it is... Yeah, we have big rear tyres and everything, and that's great. But we are not the most comfortable. I can't remember what suspension I have my car on. If it's on rally, or I'm hoping it's on rally. I'm hoping I put it on that. But knowing me, it might not be. And that could explain some, possibly, of the issues. Now, the C8, I believe, well, we're on off-road race if it's keeping up pace like this in the dirt. I believe that will have very little in the way of room for upgrades. It actually starts off in S1 class, but the off-road race tyres will drop the PI down into A. So I'm going to hazard a guess that they've probably not had many other upgrades. So we have more power than the other Corvette, but whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. It's the traction that they get out of these corners that I just cannot follow. I cannot get my power to the road very easily, and especially that Porsche, it's just gone. It's just gone up this hill. The truck is not too far away. We are having a look to the inside, but I've bounced very awkwardly over there. Really have to slow down. We may lose out to Gliska's truck here, because, yeah, I was very worried about missing a checkpoint. We're on the outside of a twitchy truck. It's always going to be a dangerous place, that one. Can we fight back? I mean, we know the truck, it just doesn't have... It's never going to have the grip on this tarmac part. Although the outside line is never really where you want to be. Oh, little bit of lag. That doesn't help matters. We are at least to the inside at turn 1, which will make life a bit easier for us. Yeah, okay. Little bit of lag, it doesn't help. We are back past again. Now we go chasing after the Corvette. So, we are let down slightly on the dirt by our... I'm not even quite sure what it is. Our traction's just not as good as the cars ahead. Now, whether that is just engine position or whether there is more to it with this car, I am not sure. Oh, C8 very slow mid-corner there. Christ. Was not expecting it to just be stopped. I think we have a little bit more speed than Worm here. I don't know if we could match Leopard's Porsche. We've not really had a lap on our own yet to find out, but we haven't had some sort of sketchy moment. Oh, stop bouncing. Suspension not compliant here. Really having a bad time. Not going to find a way past here at the moment. Trying to neaten it up somewhere and sneak a pass on the car ahead. There's no gap here for the moment. There's going to be a gap on the exit if we can time this right. Yeah, we've got it. The C8 was just sliding around, and it was a neat and tidy line from me. That is what we needed. We made the most of our opportunity, and we jumped ourselves up into a second place. Can we catch the Porsche? No is the answer. Can we go faster than the Porsche's fastest lap? Maybe. We will find out, though we've not had a great start to this final lap of the race. That was a little bit dicey through all of that. Oh, God, more sliding. Yeah, the second I start trying to really push, we get into trouble. The C8 sent it to the inside. A good attempt at a pass. I didn't think it was going to be quite close enough for that, but they were. However, straightforward cutback from us will jump us back up into this second place. And yeah, we got more fights with our fellow Corvette than we do with the car ahead, basically. Oh, we're not comfortable over there. Oh, the leader made a mistake. Never mind, I take it back. I mean, there's a chance we could steal a victory here that would not really be the most deserved in some ways. We are almost to the inside of the 911. It missed a checkpoint, I presume, at the death here. Could we out-accelerate it to the line? We will try, but we get sideways. We can't do it. In the end, it's a very close run to the line, but really, the Porsche had far more pace than the rest of us. I'll take a second, though. I think that's, yeah, about right. It was, yeah, we didn't quite have the way. We weren't a million miles away. We weren't a million miles away from that GT3. We were a smidge quicker, although very close with the C8. Gliska did well with the truck. I mean, it's by far and away the most suited thing, but it's also got an astronomical amount of power going through the rear wheels. So to keep that in fourth and be pretty competitive in terms of lap time, good going indeed. Oh, mad race. Good fun, actually really good fun off-road race, that one. So yeah, it's another second place for us. We head next to the Lookout Circuit. Now, it's an interesting one. I don't tend to run it often with A-class cars, but we've got some straight-line speed sections. We've also got a very technical final section. We're a long way back, and the Porsche is on pole. We're expecting the cars that were quick at the Estadia circuit are likely going to be fast here. So me, the 370Z, likely to be quite quick. The other Corvette set a quick lap time. The other C4 set a quick lap time at Estadia. The Porsche struggled a little bit. I think the 205 is just going to shred its tyres. I think it's just got too much power in too skinnier wheels. Yeah, we'll be interested to see what we can do around here. My straight line speed will hopefully help us clear traffic at the start, and then we'll do our best to go after that 911. The outside of the van was difficult, I think, is the best way to put it. Porsche struggling a little bit with grip through here. Now the van is very grippy, but it has no straight line speed, so it's gonna get stuck. And I've been there myself plenty of times, where you have all the grip in the world, and then as soon as you get to a straight, cars run away from you. So yeah, that's gonna be a frustrating one for the van that's stuck in traffic. We've had a little bit of a iffy section through all of that. Now I don't think I have. I don't know. We're quite grippy. For a car on off-road race tyres, we are actually quite grippy, which is what I was going for, which is why I have the Corvette. I mean, you can see that 911 just cannot really match the grip. We were quite a long way back coming into that first corner, and we've gained massively on the Porsche and the Ford. The Ford is maybe even a smidge quicker than us down this straight. So the Ford has got some straight line speed, but it does not look the nicest to drive in the corners. So yeah, weirdly, we have one hell of a good handling car here, even though not how I would normally build an A-class car necessarily this, but yeah, it's definitely working for us. The Ford is alongside the 911, can't make the pass stick there. Now the Nissan has got free of all the traffic, and we've got to move. We are scared of the Nissan. The Nissan is on better tyres than we are. They're smaller tyres, but they are a better compound for this sort of stuff, and we know it's a monster in a straight line. We get a lot of understeer mid-corner, and the Ford shoves its nose up the inside and retakes that second place. The Porsche is out wide and in trouble. It is 3 wide, and we've run out of grip. Oh, and we're going to lose out. The 370 is going to get all of us here at this rate as we all squabble amongst ourselves. Yeah, I can't quite match the level of grip from the 370. I maybe shouldn't have tried the 3 wide there. I kind of hoped we'd have the grip to make that one work. We did not. However, I mean, the Nissan is about to run into a whole load of trouble. It's actually a terrible line through that final corner for the Nissan as well, which will not help matters. So it's been a manic battle at the front. I mean, this is what you want. Okay, the Ford, not great. Ford's got some speed in places, but also not quite as much speed as it wants in others. We are to the inside of the Porsche. I mean, this is good news in terms of we will end up blocking the Nissan. Well, we did kind of block the Nissan. The Nissan then kind of just more followed us past the Porsche. So we are up to second. The 911's just not quite got the grip here to really fight. That Nissan is very quick. Nissan is definitely better suited to this than we are. It's going to try go the long way around. Not quite going to be the speed out there, I don't think. We might end up helping the Ford essentially get a victory here by holding up the 370. We will try and get on the power now out of the final corner. The Corvette desperately wants to move around. The Nissan's been slow through there. Don't know what happened. Don't know whether the Porsche got close enough to have a look or something else happened. Not 100% sure, but something happened that dropped it back. We are out of position all the way through to that never-ending kind of corner, that never-ending section. We're not close enough to do anything about the Ford. We had our chance at passing the Ford, but we couldn't make it stick. The GT fought back very well, and yeah, made the most of its opportunity passing the Porsche, and has the lead of the race as we head through this final section. I think lap time wise is going to be pretty close. I think the 370 is unlucky in some ways. I definitely think that was the fastest car here, but was not quite able to get through the traffic as efficiently. We've had a big slide through that final section. Across the line. We've built a very second-placed car at the moment. It's another second for us. We put up a hell of a fight, but yeah, at the end of the day, we just could not quite match the cars around. Good lap time for the Ford as well, actually. Its fastest lap of the race. Like the Jag was quick in there. The 205, fast lap time, I'm going to guess a real handful to go racing with around, around that circuit. I'll take a second. I'm going to guess the other cars around me were not on off-road race. They are not. That Ford does not look like it is either. So, considering compound on like sport or something, yeah, we've got not the greatest compound for the tarmac racing, but the Corvette is putting up a fight. We head to the Barahouse Scramble for our next round. The Gliska with the truck is on pole. I like this track. Will the Corvette work here? I'm not completely sure. The Porsche might be the biggest threat we have. The truck will have its strengths. It'll be good on the jumps, and actually has some good straight line speed. And it'll be good in the water. The traction of that Porsche is going to be mighty through the first sector. I'm hoping later on maybe we might be able to counter. We might be able to make something work later on around the lap if we've got any chance. If we've got any chance of winning this, we know we're going to lose out in the first sector. We're going to hope that we're better in the later sectors, basically. Oh, God, okay, we're terrible on the landings. That's a problem. Yeah, okay. Don't think it's going to work here. Too bad on the landings of the jump, basically. I know we should have probably expected that after that performance on the bumps at the first race. That 911 is just way too grippy. You can just get the power down so much better than the rest of us. And that is the advantage of the rear engine. It's actually not great on the tarmac races. It's struggled. It has been struggling quite a lot on the tarmac stuff. But when we go out here, it's really fast. We're having a terrible first lap, and we're over the place here. Right, we just about get the checkpoint. Okay, we end up in third. Can I chase down Gliska's truck? I mean, we will probably be faster than it in some places. We know it's going to be monstrous down the straights. And it's going to land better than us. It's whether we can essentially out-corner it, because with that much lighter... although our suspension isn't great for this. Ooh, that's horrible. Into turn one we go. Yeah, my goal is now, can we keep up our string of second places by chasing down a trophy truck or whatever, Baja truck, I don't know what class that thing is, it's the Polaris one. Yeah. I mean, these sections, as Gliska just cannot get the front end to turn, yeah, this is where that is going to really struggle, because it's heavy and just, yeah, cumbersome. We will duck underneath. We will get the pass, although I don't know whether we're going to keep it, because as we head up towards the water, it will get through the water better than us. And I'm on a very tight line here, which I do not want. We're sliding about a bit. Off the other side we go. The truck is looking. It's got way more straight line speed than us. It sweeps around the outside, and Gliska is up into second place once again. We can be later on the brakes, though, than the truck. I wanted to duck underneath it, couldn't do it. Good defense from Gliska through there. Like a perfectly sensible line to take. It just kind of covered off where I was wanting to put my vehicle. You can see how much faster it is than me in a straight line, but then it's also not great through these turns, although we are hating the bumps back here. No one has an answer to that Porsche. It's gone. I thought maybe we might stand a bit more... No, not at all. Just the traction that Porsche has is unbelievable, and we cannot match that. The C8 is stuck in traffic. These tight parts of the circuit is where the truck really struggles. Doesn't like this section. It just can't get turned. I've had cars, actually, in previous races that have really struggled through that section, with the front end just refusing to bite and washing up really high. It's very annoying when you have a car that does that. But yeah, it does happen. Oh, come on, Corvette. Keep the speed through these corners. We are clear as we leave the bridge, and we have built a little bit of a gap. Oh, Gliska may have made a mistake in that previous corner and hit a wall or something, I'm not sure, as we have got a... Oh, no, it has a disconnect. We have got clear, and it's going to be a very straightforward run to the line, essentially, for us here. Oh, we've had all sorts of game issues. Yeah, fairly straightforward run towards the finish line for us with... Oh, God, carefully does it through all of this. With one more lap to go, we're well clear of the Porsche. Uh-oh. That's a wonky jump. Ugh. Sorry, I say well, not well clear. We're well behind the Porsche. We can't catch it. We can't do anything about it. We're well clear of the Corvette and whatever is actually sat in third, which I'm not sure. Is that the Transit, maybe? Possibly. The Transit on off-road race is a choice. I'm going to guess that's what it is in this one. We will dodge the water as best we can. Yeah, a shame Listener's truck disconnected and we could continue that battle. It's shaping out to be an interesting one. It is the way that it goes sometimes with these races. It does mean it's going to be another second place for us here. The very second place Corvette. There's always different vehicles that we're losing out to as well. The 911 definitely the vehicle to have for the off-road stuff. It is the Transit back there in the third place. So the Transit will get a podium. We did not have a good final lap. We didn't really need to, but yeah, cannot match the GT3. Way too fast. However, we were the second best, pretty much. Would have been interesting to see what Glister could have done with that truck with a little bit more time. But yeah, I mean, the Corvette, it continues. So far, it's probably been the best overall vehicle in that it's been second everywhere, but cannot get a win. We head onto our final race at the festival circuit. A track which we may well end up coming second on. We know we've got very, very good straight line speed, which is helpful, but we also know the 370Z, I think, is a little quicker than us down these straights. So I think we may end up following the 370 for a while in this one. I think we're faster than the Ford down the straights. We know we're faster than the likes of the Porsche. This track, if there's ever a track where straight line speed is going to work, it's going to be here. And the off-road race tyres do give us... Oh, there's an issue for the 370. I don't know if there's a controller glitch or something, or whether that was one of the glitches where it decides to give you a wheel spin and just do it at the start of the race and ruin your race. That happens sometimes. The conditions are slightly damp. I don't know how that's going to affect things, really. In the grand scheme of things, we're all two-wheel drive. We've all got... I mean, that might actually help the Porsche and the Corvette, the C8, a little bit here. As we head onto the bridge, there is a few cars struggling to get stopped. The Ford has got a great amount of grip through there. As we fire out the other side, though, we have got more straight line speed, and we will get to the inside of the GT, although I wasn't quite brave enough under brakes. We're taking this tight line. Peugeot got a little bit squeezed in the middle. That car fires off that hairpin incredibly well. The Peugeot, with an insane amount of pace, having a massive twitch. That Peugeot is ridiculously fast in a straight line, but it is an uncontrollable mess, because it's going to be on like 185 tyres. So God knows how much power that thing has, but I mean, the answer is a lot. Oh, but not a lot of grip to go with it. We have worked our way to the front of the field. I think it's going to be a difficult race, this one. We struggle with a little bit of traction through there. Cannot quite get to full throttle as soon as I want to. The Peugeot is around having a look. I mean, that thing is going to probably monster us down here. Nope, it can't get the power down at all. It's all over the place. So that's fine. We will just try and be neat and tidy. So my race has now become a let's just not make any mistakes. Keep the Corvette on the road. I mean, I say that as I put a wheel on the dirt, but it's fine. It's just about close enough for the circuit, right? But yeah, for me, it's going to be don't make any mistakes, don't slide the car, don't excite the rear. We know the 205 is a handful, and if we can drive cleanly and sort of force the 205 to push, hope the 205 makes mistakes, because that is going to be horrifically tough to drive. I mean, I have got to drive the absolute wheels off this Corvette if we're going to keep that behind us. The little rocket ship of doom. The advantage we've got is the final corner there is going to be absolutely horrible for that Peugeot. So there's a chance, and we can defend into turn 1. For example, it's not going to be able to fire up the inside of us. The thing is, though, it knows it doesn't really have to. All the 205 has to do is be able to get its power down in a usable area. Although this corner here is absolutely nothing for me. It's probably horrific in that 205. Onto the bridge we go. defensive mode is... It's not quite fully engaged. I can't afford to go fully defensive, because if I do that, the Peugeot will just breeze past us. So I want to be I want to go as defensive as little as possible, because I just can't afford to compromise my own lines unnecessarily, essentially. Now, we know the 205... I don't think the 205 is going to really want to try and dive bomb us, though, because it's gonna really struggle to get it turned if it does go for a dive bomb. So it's almost like we don't really have to worry about defending as such, because the overtake is going to happen down a straight. I do have to defend into turn 1, though. That is the one place where we will absolutely have to defend. Peugeot has tried, cannot make that one stick. Because, yeah, it's a long run to the first corner. Through here, the 205 can't put its power down, and it probably can't be flat going up this hill. No, I'm going to say it's not. We may have to defend going onto the bridge. I don't really want to. That's the thing. The more I'm defending, just the worse my lap time is going to be. We slide off the bridge a bit that time around. I'm having to push the Corvette. I'm really having to push the Corvette here. The Peugeot looks, can't pass. Will straighten up the exit of the hairpin. Can't put its power down, though, on the exit. It's again going to go to the outside. It's never going to pass to the outside through here. This is a difficult corner to get a pass through at the best of times. However, the Peugeot doesn't need to. So what Rusky is trying to do, and is doing very successfully at the moment, is compromise my line. So by making me go sort of tight into these corners, Rusky is able to just make me slower. And that was actually a really effective way of getting past me in that corner. Like, Rusky couldn't go around the outside of me, right? There's no way that Peugeot has the grip to do that, but it meant I couldn't use all of the road. It meant I was slower on the exit, and the Peugeot got past me before the final corner. Can we fight back? Yes! Rusky had a little wobble through there. We have to absolutely pounce on any of those that come our way. The Peugeot wobbles, we have to get past. We have to make the most of it. We are sliding on the exit of the bridge. The 205 is a little further back than it was last lap around, so we're going to try to hold it up high and wide through here. It's been a wonderful battle. We are well gone from the rest of the pack. We head towards the penultimate corner. The 205 is once again looking to the outside. The 205 has a big slide through there. Is it close enough? Can I get on the power well enough in the Corvette? Oh, it's going to be close, this. The 205 is rushing towards the final corner. We're going to send it the long way round. The 205 is struggling for grip. It's going to do it. I couldn't throw my car in hard enough through there. Great race. Well played to Rusky. I threw everything at it, but I just couldn't match the Peugeot. Yeah, that was a great pass on the final lap. That was a fantastic pass. Well done. Yeah, didn't quite have the pace on that one. Literally, every circuit we went to, there was a car faster than us, but we were there or thereabouts. I mean, in a championship, we would have won because our car works everywhere, which is a very, very good thing. Our car did work absolutely everywhere. I mean, yeah, the 205 is on, I'm not even sure, I think it's on semi-slicks, which is actually quite good going considering that was a wet track. But, yeah, the Corvette worked absolutely everywhere, was very quick everywhere, but there was always something a bit faster than it. This has been a really fun rule set, though. I have actually really enjoyed this. We've had some different cars, well, apart from Rusky using 205, but the rest of us have perhaps used some different cars. Yeah, it was a real challenge, it was a real thinker when it came to building of the vehicles, and, well, I did a pretty good job. Can't really fault the C4 that much. There we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.